Oh, hey, what do you say? Let's do some more chess. Yeah, we love this game. Bobby Fischer, the 13-year-old wonder kid, meets Elliot Hearst in a fabulous Ruy Lopez. Once again, e4, e5, typical knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, and bishop c5. Who does this guy think he's playing? Bobby Fischer? Actually, yes. He knows he is playing Bobby Fischer. Bobby tucks his king. Yeah. Now let's tuck the king. And now, well, hello, Mr. Aggressive. Very interesting here. This is fireworks right now. So Bobby will exchange the knight. And his opponent has a powerful central bishop, although we can see it's not permanent, you know. The pawn can chase it off. But he did get an effective exchange of the knights and establishes his central pawn pretty good. Bobby is going to chase him away, haha. He bops back down to b6. Here comes Bobby in the center. Typical, right? Truly. And let's tickle a bishop. So let's get the bishop out of the way. And now the strengthening of the center. So this appears, for all the likelihood, of a central battle with pawns this time instead of pieces. But mark it well, central battle it is. Which is truly typical of most games of those who play very good chess. Rook e1, he's going to move his rook onto a better file. Now, remember I told you, this kid's playing bold, man. It's always a good idea to put your rook across from your opponent's king. Well, when your opponent puts his queen in front of the king, then hot dang. However, there's a lot of stuff in between. But again, don't let that deter you from putting your rook across from either a king or a queen. So, well, this is pretty interesting. Let's see, what is this guy thinking? Bobby is going to keep developing. Pin the knight to the queen. Why not? You know, she stayed on the diagonal, so pin that knight to the queen. And he's saying, no, that makes me a little uncomfortable. Let's try to get rid of your bishop. Bobby says, no, I like that pin. I'm going to come here. And now the aggressive pawns on the edge, on the wing. Very interesting. Bishop g3. And he continues pushing his pawns. Very interesting. So Bobby has to open up so that he does not lose his bishop, yes? Hopefully you saw that. That's the only real good move Bobby has here. Yeah. Let's keep it, and he just keeps right on coming down. Full-fledged bombardment with the pawns being the breakers of the Kingside, castle Kingside position. He does this extremely well. Bishop f2, and he keeps right on coming up. Man, I mean, if you're going to throw your pawns at it, go all the way, right? There's no reason not to. Bobby has the knight on the rim. Now, and it's only been there for a couple of moves, but really, truly, if you do open and you put your pawn on the rim, it is because you're looking to place him on either c4 or b5. And you got to get him off the rim pretty quick, right? So Bobby can see really truly that his kingside castle position is going to be given a weakness or two. So instead of trying to fight that, it is inevitable, no matter what he does, his kingside's going to be attacked, and he will get weaknesses. It's best to bring your pieces back onto better squares from your opening. Always try to improve your position. So, Bobby, get your piece back in toward the center. So that's why Bobby played that. And now, Elliot pushes the G pawn. I mean, wow, that's a little bit much, you know. So Bobby will exchange the pawns, and lo and behold, comes the weak spot. So that's an interesting exchange. And now Elliot is just merciless. He's going to keep right on coming. Now, but yes, the rook's on the open file on the king side. The queen has easy access toward the king side in any way he can, and the knight, and the bishop. So just keep going. Yeah. That's why he didn't stop and shuffle stuff over here or worry about trying to chase the knight away or any of that. No. This is where the action is, and Elliot's not looking too bad. So this is kind of a tough position in some regards. So quick in the Ruy Lopez, isn't it? So let's see what Bobby does. Bishop h2, and now the bishop will come back to c7. You see what he's trying to set up, yes? All of those diagonals toward that castle king side. The bishops, the queen, everything. He's got the open file with the rook. He's going. Right? You gotta see that. I mean, that's the... Why else do you think he'd move his bishop back to the c7? Yeah. Right? That diagonal. And you say, well, don't think about the crap in between your objective, man. That stuff moves, right? So all of his guns, except this rook, is pointing to this king side. So we're in attack mode. I'm just pointing out what honestly is the obvious. So Bobby's got to try to dissuade him from this. For one thing, now look, he really did improve that knight from here just a couple moves ago. But he really does need some help over here. I mean, there's no question at this point, Fischer does not have the initiative. Look, sometimes you gotta go on the defense and shuffle your piece. Take the time to get your pieces over there, because wow, if you don't, it's going to be a massive wipeout. Yeah. So Bobby's getting played very, very strong here is what I'm trying to tell you. And sure enough, I mean, here it comes. Did I tell you that it's on the way? Yeah, it's on the way, man. That is, wow. So you gotta protect your second rank without question. You truly have to protect your second rank. Develop a piece, give your rooks access just as quick as you can. Yeah, you have to get your pieces into the game. Here comes the bishop. He's going to do the same. He can castle either side now. Of course, realistically, with the rook on the file, there's no way you're going to do a kingside castle. Not a chance. If you're going to castle at all. And again, really, Bobby is not going to attack that black king. Not yet. I mean, there really is no possible threat. So, castling may not be the best thing to do. I know that almost contradicts everything I've ever said in former videos. However, each situation needs to be read, apprised, analyzed, and talked about and thought through, because each position is unique, right? So it's going to be fun to see what his opponent does here. And Bobby will bring down his bishop to b3. Okay, he's got a target, that pawn. And he can possibly break through on his own, with his own. And, oh, see, here comes the rook. Now, okay, so he's going to double up the rooks. By moving the rook to h7, his opponent now has declared, okay, I've decided I do want to castle queenside. Because doubling the rooks on that file is just going to be pure murder if he gets it done. On the h file. Black, right? Yeah, so Bobby is not comfortable. Now, notice, what is so remarkable, his opponent is playing pretty doggone aggressive, right? It has put Bobby real close to being in reaction mode, hadn't it? Because now Bobby reacts to his opponent. One key, potentially, because truly his opponent is better set up to attack than Bobby is to defend. One way to stifle an attack is swap off some pieces. And you say, yeah, but the queens, in this case, yeah, get some power off the board. Yeah. So that's really, I mean, that's not a bad strategy. In this instance, Bobby just has not had a chance to get the initiative yet. So try to swap powers. Try to force him to exchange queens. That makes perfect sense. And in fact, his opponent sees that. He says, no, I want to keep as much. See, when you are in attack mode, and you really do have the upper edge, and let's be frank, his opponent has the upper edge here, you want to retain more of your pieces. You don't want to swap them off. So, yes, he reacted to that one move by Fischer, but he also retained his attack. It's kind of interesting how that works, right? Yeah. Chess is so contradictory, and yet that's what makes us love it. Yeah. Right? And now, rook a to d1. Yeah. He's very fortunate that his opponent also made a move that really wasn't the right move. Knight to f4. And now the bishop takes the knight, and that was not the best move he could have done. He did get a question mark on that. So the pawn takes, and now the knight comes to f5. Now, that's a fantastic knight post. It's probably more flash and verve than power, but that's not a bad knight post. Really, truly. Again, he's blocking off the white squared bishop of his opponent. And so if his bishop wants to somehow get into this game, perhaps Bobby has put himself in a position to where he's going to have to trade down a piece, which Bobby would like. Perhaps that's why he put that knight there. Yeah. So there's a very, very interesting strategy, and now here we go. Now he castles. So let's be realistic at this point. Bobby's not going to get an attack in this game. He's going to beat him on defense because the king is gone. Bobby is just not coordinated, nor is he set up, nor does his pawns inspire any kind of confidence that he's going to have much of a kingside attack. Right? You can see that with the setup. So, Bobby's on defense here, and it's real interesting. Get your king toward the center. Contact most of your pieces. The king is a fighting piece. Instead of just leaving him there, which is not a superb square, make sure you contact and you leave yourself an exit. Because here comes the double whammies and all kinds of crazy crap is going to start being thrown at you. So, put the king over. Yeah, you gotta escape. You have to escape. He didn't go check yet. Isn't that interesting? What's he doing? Did he bluff? Did he muff? Let's take a look. And now Bobby takes the pawn. Yeah. That at this stage, that's just pawn hunting. That was not the best move because now his bishop is trapped. Crap. Yeah. Bobby kind of went hunting too soon. It wasn't worth the price. It wasn't worth the piece. He is going to bump his rook up. And now, yeah, rook f8. So, at this point, really, the bishop's going to be lost. So, Bobby says, well, okay, I'll swap you. Take the bishop and I'll take the rook. Not bad. But notice, again, he just doesn't have the initiative, does he? He is really giving it a good college try. But now look. Whew, tough game. So he realizes he's going to lose the bishop. So let's destroy as much of the center as we can. Which is how Bobby does do this. He marches all the way through the center, opening up the center, giving himself a file. Hopefully it can come into some kind of a use, but it's not looking real good at this point because look at those bishops. Oh, that pair of bishops is just absolutely sweeping the board toward the kingside. So this is a tough game. d5. Okay. Block one of the diagonals. That's not bad. It's not bad. Try to hem in those long-range pieces sweeping across the board. That's a good strategy, especially when they sweep right through the center like that. We are entering an endgame phase. Whoops, sorry. b5. Bishop b5 check is what he did. Yeah, that threatens the queen, but that's not the move he wants to do. And now rook e to e2. You can feel Bobby starting to say, "Bad gummit, man, this guy is just he's just playing hard, isn't he?" So how do you and now there goes his knight. Rook takes f5. And Bobby doesn't have any compensation except to take a mere pawn, so he's down. And rook takes d5, eliminating his central pawn. That is an interesting micro lesson. Rook takes the pawn. Yeah. Opens it all up. The long-range pieces. He's got the bishop pair. That rook ain't going anywhere. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about that rook. Open up the board so both of your bishops can have maximum power. That's what we've seen here. And it's well done by Bobby's opponent. That was really sweet. Yeah. So, nice little pawn fork. Completely ineffective. Unfortunately, and he keeps that pin, man. That's an absolute pin. That's not a Mickey Mouse pin. If you can find a way to put that tactic on your opponent, pin any piece to the king, man, that is an absolute pin. Yeah, that piece ain't moving. So, Bobby's playing without it is what's happening. That's what we're seeing here. So, tough situation. Queen a8, yeah, but to what end? Right? I mean, this guy is playing tough chess. So, again, Bobby puts his own pin on his opponent. Okay. Okay. Notice the board opened up. Now, it wasn't wrong for Bobby's opponent to open up the board to increase the effect of his rooks and his bishop pair. But now his bishop is pinned, and now his other bishop is pinned, and both of those are absolute pins. Are you catching the drift here? That's good tactics, man. So, Bobby's absolutely pinned, but so is his opponent. That is fascinating. And that means he can win that piece. That's what that means. Just so you're aware of that. You are, but I just wanted to point that out because that's quite fun. Well, rook comes over to c5 to break the pin, which means now the pin on Bobby's rook is once again stronger. Yeah. Yeah. Dadgummit. So, you gotta break it. You gotta break the pin. You have to take the time to make the move to break the pin. Right? Yeah. Dang. Down the exchange. Bobby knows checkmate's right around the corner, so he's going to try to get out of it. So give him your queen. Is he going to sucker and take Bobby's queen? No. He goes to queen g3, and that's where Bobby resigned. Yeah, hey, even Bobby Fischer lost a few games. Very few, but what a terrific little Ruy Lopez with some excellent tactics. Pins, in this sense, in this instance, lots of pins of the long-range pieces, absolute pins to each other's kings. But the strategy of how Bobby's opponent cleared out the center instead of trying to attack pieces, that was sweet. That was nice to see him clearing out those center pawns, which instantly strengthened his entire position since he did have both rooks and both bishops. So, fun stuff to observe, even in a game that's lost. So, okay, there is your Backyard Professor Chess video. Remember, be good, do well, have fun, make friends, be nice, and I will see you in the next Backyard Professor Chess video coming up shortly. This was a great game. More Bobby Fischer on the way.